Okay, I know I still have some people joining us, but we'll go ahead and get started. Good morning. I'm sure you all know me. I'm Sara Carlson. I'm the director of the Beginning School. And I'm excited about this parent coffee today. It's a webinar format, but I'm calling this coffee Letting You In. I want you to know I'm listening. The school is listening. We're listening to what parents want, and you all want to join us, and you all want to see what's happening in beginning school. And we know you're hearing things through the filter of 3, 4, and 5-year-old children. So today, well, I'm not letting you in physically to the building. I thought I would let you in virtually. And so we'll have a little bit of fun today with this. So I have my panelists for this meeting are some people I'd like to introduce you to. So I have on my screen on the left, I have Miss Kaylin Fong, and on the right, I have Miss Bree Marino. And I invited them to this coffee today because I realized some of you haven't met them before. And while you haven't met Miss Fong and Miss Marino, they literally know each and every one of your children by name, and they interact with them every day. So I'm going to give them an opportunity to just tell you who they are, introduce themselves, and tell you what they do. They're in our back room, so they're wearing masks because they're in proximity to one another. But we'll go ahead and start with Miss Marino.
Hi, I'm Miss Marino. I kind of sit in the workroom, which is where we are with all the paper back here. I prepare all the artwork for the kids to do every day. I also hang out on the playground, kind of supervise the kids and help them work through different things that they need to solve on the playground, whether it be with friends or sharing toys and all that fun stuff. And yeah, I'll pass it over.
Hi, I'm Miss Fong. I'm actually the aide for the Explorers classes. I'm actually brand new to this school too. I've only been here about 2 months, and I'm enjoying spending time with all your kids and getting to know them as well. And I basically just break the teachers too and do artwork just like Bree as well. Thank you.
I'm going to give them a name and a face. Miss Marino and Miss Fong, if you would like to get back to work, I know they were anxious to do that. I'll just let them go ahead and exit if they like, or you're welcome to stay on a few minutes if you'd like to. So I'll kind of give you a rundown. No one gets in the building in the morning without getting past Miss Fong. She has been manning our thermal imaging unit, and so if someone is too short or they're ducking and they are not caught on camera, Miss Fong will take their temperature and let them into the building. And as she mentioned, she works with her Explorers classes most of the time, and she does activities there, and she has an art activity plan for them that she'll be working on this week. And she also assists us with snacks and lunch. And Miss Marino is who I call the CEO of the playground. I stay out of her way. I leave her alone because she knows what to do. And Miss Marino handles mostly the academics classes. So in order to give teachers an opportunity to have a break during the morning, Miss Marino covers recess and plans activities for them. And she also works a lot with, Miss Fong and Miss Marino both work with your children if something happens. For example, they get mud on the playground and they need to change their clothes. They assist with that, and really anything that we need. We couldn't operate this building without them. So they do know all of your children, even if you've never met them before. So I wanted to give you that opportunity. Also, in the spirit of letting you in virtually today, as I mentioned, we are listening and we are considering other formats for these parent meetings, simply because we know it's not interactive. And I was explaining to Ms. Marino and Ms. Fong what a webinar would look like. And they said, oh, that's weird. I can't gauge people's reactions and they really can't talk. So if you'd like to ask a question, I will answer those live. You should have a Q&A button on your whatever device that you're using. So I will be watching for Q&A. So if you have a question, please feel free to do that and I will do my best to answer all of those. Okay, so I want to just talk a little bit about some fall events that are coming up, what you can watch your email to see, and then I will go into my little presentation for today. So our fall events, we have next week is Halloween. Since the calendar turned to October, it's been Halloween the whole time. So we really shouldn't have winter, spring, summer, or fall. Fall should just be replaced with Halloween. So you will see an email coming out today. We have a Halloween parade and some festivities coming up. But before that, on Tuesday, we are going to decorate pumpkins in our classroom. So we have replaced pumpkin carving, where we have an army of parents come in and help the children carve pumpkins. We're going to decorate them in the classroom, and we'll display pictures of those so that you can see them. So you'll send in a pumpkin on Tuesday. So while you will get all of this information in detail on an email, please keep in mind that the pumpkin needs to be something that your child can carry, not the time to do, the great big pumpkin because your child is small. So anything they can hold in their hands and carry, or better yet, if it fits in their backpack, it's much easier for us. Okay, that said, I wanted to try to walk you through a beginning school day with pictures today. So I prepared a little slideshow for you, and I'm going to just talk to you about some of the things that we do in beginning school and explain them. But just so when your children come home, you can have a little sense of what they're seeing that you're not seeing during the day. And we really want to be sensitive to that. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen at this time. So if you're on a device where you can see a screen, okay, so I'll go ahead and start this. Let's see, where's my start button? We decorate for the holiday. So this is our common room. And if you were here at our open house, you were able to see that. We hang things from the ceiling. So in the fall, every child in the beginning school makes a leaf. And as soon as we put those leaves up, they stand under them and they twirl and they get so excited. Every student in the beginning school makes a pumpkin every year, and we display those. So even though the parents don't see them, it's really for the enjoyment of the children, and they're able to see something that is theirs each and every day in the common room. So then when the winter time comes, we'll have winter things hanging, and then the springtime we'll have our spring hang downs. Oh, as I mentioned, the children just love to stand under there and twirl. So this room looks different depending on the season. Wanted to show you what arrival to school looks like. When they arrive at school, they walk through the thermal imaging equipment, and it takes a picture of them and it checks their temperature. And then they go down the hallway and go to their classrooms. And so this is something, if you're dropping off in the morning, they're doing this through room 5. If you're dropping off midday, we have someone to take their temperature as they enter through room 1 because our children are napping. And then once they get to their classroom, the teachers check their backpacks every day. So you'll see the children come into the classroom, line up at the door. The teacher checks their backpack, takes their homework, and has them put their backpack away, and then they go immediately to wash their hands. And so we wash our hands multiple times a day, including starting out the day with clean hands. And usually we're ending the day with clean hands because we're washing so much throughout the day. And I wanted to show you a little bit of what goes on in the classroom. So some of the pictures that you'll see, and I'm not quite sure why my screen isn't showing these as perfectly as I want them to do, but in the classrooms, you'll see children working individually. You'll see children working in very small groups. And some of the activities that they're doing, the pictures I've been showing, the last few are from our Explorers classrooms. What they're able to do in class is play with something at their desk. They're working on centers with small groups, and they're working on academic work with their teachers. So the teachers are able to work with each child at their seat or work with each child at a small table. And so a lot of the manipulatives that you're seeing here, part of the learning process in beginning school is touching things, building things, playing with things, counting things. And so we count objects. We've gotten a little bit creative on where you'll see children playing throughout the day. They're playing in different locations so that we can maintain social distancing, but basically they're playing with the children that are in their own classroom and then within their own table in their classroom. And if your child is full day and they go between Explorers and their academics classrooms, you'll just see the custodial staff cleaning in between. So during the course of a school day, they will go from sitting at their tables working. In a non-COVID time, they would be sitting on the rug all together in a group working, taking the lesson for the day, and then they go back to their seats and they're able to work independently for a few minutes. And this is across all classrooms, whether you have a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old. They're working independently and with the teacher. They're working whole group and small group. And in between that, we have activities like our snack and our recess, because we know they cannot sit all day at one table. It's just not possible. So you'll see how we've adjusted for social distancing here. But this is basically what you're seeing here is what a classroom looks like on a daily basis. You see a birthday boy in our picture that I'm showing here, and you see the Queen Isabella crowns that we did for Columbus Day. And then we also bring in our distance learners, and our children love to speak to their friends on distance learning. So we had some children doing art projects at home, and then their friends were doing it in the classroom. So the friends at home held up their pumpkins, and the friends in the classroom were able to hold up their pumpkins, and they are able to physically see each other during the day and interact with each other. So if you weren't sure what distance learning looks like, this is basically what it looks like. Then I did a selfie just to show you, when we wear masks, we will sometimes wear a mask that has a little window so they can see our faces a little bit more. And then you saw the pumpkin there. There's always something to touch in a classroom. This is our playground. You may have heard more about the playground than any other place while your children come home and talk to you about school. They love the playground, and Miss Marino has activities set up out there. Some days we have chalk outside for them to write. Some days Miss Marino sets up paint, and they can't wait to get a turn at the paint. Right now, because we've planted our garden, they're overwatering our plants and loving every minute of that. When we cleaned up our beds, our planting beds to do planting this time, we found a lot of leftovers from last year, so they got a kick out of seeing that as well. They have a table, some tables where they can sit and do quiet activities. Sometimes the box is just as much fun as the toys that go in it. And these are some of the paintings that Miss Marino has set up as an outdoor center and outdoor activity. So the house you see is actually on the playground, and the children played with toys in that house because it's been painted and overpainted and the paint has dried. And they're able to play in our jungle gym. And in between the recesses, we have about a 10-minute period where no one is on the playground. So Mr. Bob, you may have heard about him as well. Mr. Bob is able to go out onto the playground and clean the high touch surfaces. This is just, again, to give you a little idea of what we're doing outside on the playground. And then some other things that parents don't generally get to see. We do nap for those students who nap. So Mrs. Misi sets up their nap things each day, and then they go and wash their hands, they get ready to take their nap. We don't wear masks when we're napping. They do take them off. They are socially distanced on the rug, but that would be whether or not we have COVID. So they're able to take their nap in their little individual area. And that's something that parents really never get to see, but it's something that we enjoy watching because they're just really funny when they wake up. And then the lunch is in our classrooms this year, except for the Ladybugs class. They're eating in another space so I can have their classroom cleaned. Lunch is not it is socially distanced at their tables, but it is not requiring them to wear a mask. They don't wear a mask when they eat. And that is the end of my show. And this is one of our remote areas that we're having lunch right now. So I'm going to go ahead and stop my share right now. So I'm going to go into, let's see if I have any questions. Thank you for the nice comment. The decorations are really a lot of fun in the building. We always can't wait to see what's coming next and what the children are doing. And something else that we share on the wall in our building, we have children's creative art. So a lot of the projects that you see are directed by the teacher. And so in the classroom, the children just sometimes want to just draw or write something, or they want to paint, or they want to cut something and glue it together. So they're able to do that just for fun. And we like to display some of those. Those are the hardest things to keep on our walls because they're so excited about them. They want to take them home and not have them on display. So it's a little bit of a balance there. So I just wanted to give you a little glimpse to what's inside and some things that are available. And I'll just briefly talk about my own class. I teach the Ladybugs in the morning. I have a substitute for a little while this morning while I'm not there. I will walk back in and they will say, "Where were you, Mrs. Carlson?" But I'll say I was talking to your moms and dads. But just, one of the things that we tried in our Ladybugs class and we've enjoyed was we've had parents come in on Zoom a little bit. And so we've been learning as we go, just like we're getting feedback from parents and trying to improve our communication and sharing pictures with you. Our first time for Zoom Show and Tell didn't work very well. We had some technical glitches, but we are going to try again. So if you're a Ladybugs parent, we are actually going to try that again on Friday when we have Show and Tell. And And question about the Halloween parade. Yes, Mrs. Gismondi has prepared an email that we will send this afternoon. The beginning school parade for the costume parade will be joined with the lower school. So we will have one big parade at 1:30. And we have a few students who are here for a half day and they go home at lunchtime before that parade. So yes, we have instructions for the honeybees and the ladybugs and the caterpillars for how to join in that parade. We certainly want you to join with us and we'll make that available for you. So now I think answered that one. So you'll be able to bring them back and some of the older children will actually be able to stay for that parade and bring a lunch that day. And you'll get all of that information today. Okay, I have one more thing to show you and then kind of my grand finale for the coffee. And please take some time if you wanted to have any questions answered, please feel free to type those in and I will take a look at those while I show one more video. So we had our planting day, and if you're new to beginning school, which half or more of you are, we plant our gardens out and back behind the beginning school. And we teach in our classrooms how we plant a seed, how it grows. So children brought seeds, they brought plants, we have flowers, we have herbs, all manner of things in the garden. And they love to go out and water. They love to go out and see their name. A few of our caterpillars, one day before Miss Marino caught them, were actually pulling up the little sticks with names. So they all seem to know where their own plant is. So the school made a video for me of all of the festivities of planting day. It went on over 3 days rather than just the one morning that we normally do it. But I want you to see that. And then that will be the conclusion of my remarks unless I have any questions. So we'll come back on after that video. So I'm going to put that on my screen. Bear with me if it takes me a little bit longer than I want. This technology stuff is amazing. And I think I just lost my, okay, here we go. I lost my big view. Full screen, here we go. All right. See, we're all learning technology as we go. And when I do multiple screen shares, takes me just a minute. So this will be posted for the school, but enjoy this video of planting day that took place over 3 days. We'll just comment here. In beginning school, we like to show as many pictures as possible of as many children as possible. So again, for those of you who have never seen Planting Day, that was Planting Day. And we typically do that again over one day with a lot of help. So it took us 3 days with a lot of help from Miss Marino and the teachers, but it was really, really fun. And we really would love to see as many people watch our videos as possible, as many people respond to emails, and also join us on Zoom in the classrooms with the teachers. I really appreciate the comments that you've written to me during this presentation. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask them. I think I've answered everything that's come through during the parent coffee meeting this morning. But again, we just appreciate you, and we appreciate your patience with us as we figure out the best ways to communicate with you. And I will give a shout out to Mrs. Jenny Shear, who is our TMSPA Vice President. She's really bringing me a lot of information, a lot of helpful information from you. So please look for an email from us today regarding Halloween festivities. And if you have questions about just general procedures, please don't hesitate to call the office or email Mrs. Gismondi, and I would be happy to talk to you personally as well. And then really quick last question, watching Zoom in classrooms. So when the teachers send you a link and open up a Zoom meeting for you, so for example, the Ladybugs, we shared our show and tell presentation, the teachers will send you a link and then give you a time that you can log in. So parents check Seesaw and check email and also check your weekly outlines. But a lot of times they'll put that up on Seesaw, and we'll always send you an email with a link to join us on Zoom. So thank you. I'm going to say thank you to Ms. Marino and Ms. Fong for just putting a name and a face for you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.